It's time for round 16 of the NRL. With depleted teams because of Origin, let's see who we think is going to win this week. But first of all, we had a 5-game round in round 15, so let's see how we did. We certainly started off very, very well with Sharks versus Dragons. I did Sharks to win by 10. They actually won by 12. That does give me enough for a close score. I think Sharks now sitting in joint fourth-ish with Storm, but Storm do have a couple of games in hand. So I think probably the best Sharks can do at the moment is stick to that 5th position. A decent win, convincing enough. And yeah, both teams were in it, and just the Dragons dropped off. So 1.5 points for the first game. Next, on Friday the 13th, was Titans versus Sea Eagles. And I made this point, didn't I? I literally made this point of how unpredictable the Sea Eagles are at the moment. Manly are just all over the place. Their 6 wins, 8 losses sums that up. They could have been 7-7. They lose against bottom of the league in the table, Titans, who won 28-8. A really, really good win for them. It could. They're actually only 4 points off the top 8. So even bottom place can still do it. That is insane. I got nothing for that, though. Next game was Knights versus Roosters, and I got it very, very close as well. I did Roosters to win by 8. They won by 4. A low-scoring game in comparison to some of the other games this week, but Roosters got the job done. That's all they needed to do. They're sitting in 9th place with a game in hand over a few above them. So Roosters should be able to make that top 8, I think, this year. With a real slow start, it is there for the taking. So 1.5 points for me for that game. The next game then was Cowboys versus Dolphins. I certainly did not see a 54-point win for Dolphins. Look, Cowboys are struggling. Dolphins 7 for 7 as well, or 7 wins, 7 losses now. So there's not much separating a lot of these teams, but to destroy Cowboys the way they did, very, very impressive. No one with a close score, but 1 point for the win. And then the last game on Sunday the 15th was Rabbitohs versus the Bulldogs, and Bulldogs remain top, or they go back top, should I say, with that game in hand as well. A 24-18 win. I thought they could win a little bit more convincingly, because Rabbitohs up and down very much as well, like certain other teams. But 1 point for the win. So looking at the league table then, there is very little movement in the top 10. Brotherman is still top. Hacksaw 2nd. Midori 3rd. Benjamin and Marty switch places 4th and 5th. Kevin 6th. St. Giant 7th. Elmsey and Brupel go up 2 to 8th and 9th. New Elijah and Gustorm go down to 10 and 11th. Any kind of big movement? Let's have a look. G Chapman up down 3, sorry. There's okay. Sharkies goes up 7 places and gets the golden hat. That's very good. I stay in 34th. That is a bit annoying. There's not a massive amount between where I am and sort of 20th. So that's the aim. The wooden spoon goes to 3rd nerd, though, who doesn't actually move either. And that is your league table after last week. Well, I can see State of Origin is really going to affect the week for sure. Queensland are winning right at this moment while I'm filming this. I think they are. Let me just check the score, shall I? While I'm live with you, the score is Rugby League, State of Origin. New South Wales are coming in. I'm going to keep this for when I finish this video. 26-22 to Queensland. There you go. I am keeping track of it. Wow, that is a monster comeback, potentially, for New South Wales. Anyway, right, on to this week. Round 16, we start Friday the 20th. Campbelltown Sports Stadium, West versus Raiders. Now, this is a serious contrast in form, isn't it? Raiders, they carry over a strong form and do sit pretty much near the top of the table in 2nd place at the moment, while West, they are sort of partly propping up the table with those others at the bottom. Canberra's forward pack is in near full strength, with Origin star Hudson Young backing up to bolster their pack, which is good. West welcome back Alex Twal. from concussion. But overall, yeah, talent certainly favours the Raiders for sure. Look, there's only one way. I know Wests are playing at Campbelltown. However, Raiders are flying at the moment. They really, really are. And, well, Wests are not, to put it bluntly. Just looking on paper, the quality of the team, I don't think home advantage is going to make enough of a difference with this. Raiders to win by 18. Yeah, I don't think State of Origin is going to affect Raiders too much here. Next game, Saturday the 21st, Go Media Stadium in Auckland. Warriors versus Panthers. Now, Panthers are certainly improving form, aren't they? They are slowly creeping up the table. They are only 1 point off the top 8. So, well, there is not a lot of difference between any of the teams, to be honest. But Warriors in third, they are playing so well, aren't they? They are playing so well. They are at home as well. Now, the problem with Penrith at the moment is they'll be resting multiple stars. Nathan Cleary, Isaac Yao, Dylan Edwards, Liam Martin, etc., which is certainly going to leave Panthers with a depleted side. That's not saying they can't win, but they are coming up against a Warriors side who... it's just such strong form. They had a decent win over Souths. They're riding high with good momentum this season. So, playing at home as well. They've got hooker Wade Egan back as well. Certainly going to strengthen the spine of Warriors. I just think a largely reserve grade Panthers side is potentially going to struggle. We're certainly going to see what Panthers have in their reserves to try and beat Warriors here. But I can't go anything other than Warriors. I want to go Panthers. They're my team. I can't. State of Origin is ridiculous. Same as in Rugby Union over here in Premiership, where internationals take place at the same time as league games. It's wrong. It's wrong. But anyway, who am I to call that? Warriors to win by... let's do it by 12. Don't want to, but I just think the team will be decimated. All right, next game, HBF Park in Perth. I don't think I have an image for that, so we got a new one. Dolphins versus Knights. So we're getting some games over on the West. Okay. Dolphins versus Knights. Both teams, not amazingly well. Dolphins have had 3 games unbeaten, though, which is pretty good for them. And so I think Dolphins at the moment, you could see them as one of the hottest teams. They found some really, really good form. They come off a massive demolition job. And so very, very good at the moment. Newcastle's attack has certainly been spluttering. And they only managed 8 points last week, which isn't amazing, is it? And I think Knights remain undermanned. They're missing Leo Thompson, who's suspended, Jacob Saifiti, who's injured, amongst others as well. And I think even without injured forwards like Falis Kufusi, and Tom Gilbert, I think Dolphins have that depth that should lead them to victory here. They're both playing away from their home grounds. There's no home advantage. But I've just got to go with confidence and recent form with this one. I think that's the best I can do. So I'm going to go with a Dolphins win. I just don't see Knights attack good enough. Dolphins by 18. Let's go a big one. Let's go a big one for Dolphins. Next up, Accor Stadium, Australia, Rabbitohs versus Storm. Now, Storm, they've been a little bit hit or miss, and they are still sitting in 4th. They are doing enough. They've picked up 2 wins in a row. Rabbitohs, the fact that they're 10th is crazy, because I don't think they've been impressive enough to be there, to be honest. I think Melbourne may be sitting 4th, but they do still show that they've got that Premiership heavyweight material in them. They won fairly convincingly in their last outing. And they can still look like one of the best teams in the league. They've just had certain results go against them for sure. Rabbitohs depleted, really depleted. Certain players like Cameron Murray, for example, it's not great for them. It's not great for Rabbitohs. Campbell Graham as well, and others. In contrast, Storm are pretty much near full strength, with their origin stars Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes, Harry Grant, all named to back up and play. So they are pretty much still near full strength. So that's pretty good for them. And I just think there's no real form in Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs at the moment this season are one of those teams who could spring a win out of anywhere, but you wouldn't bet on it. So I just think big game experience, better defence. It's got to go with a Melbourne victory here. And it could be a fairly convincing one. Let's do another 18. One of these 18s has got to stick, surely. Next, Sunday the 22nd, Suncorp, Broncos versus Sharks. How are Broncos still in 7th? It's ridiculous because their form, same as others, has been crap. No form at all. But they are picking up the results to keep them in the top 8. They're just not playing well enough, though. They've certainly got that home ground advantage, which could be seen as significant, although I don't think Broncos have made the most of it this season. 57% of their games at home they win, so that's always a positive, I suppose. They did have a decent thrashing at home, which was good. That shows the danger that Broncos can have just if they actually decide to turn up. They do welcome back Payne Haas and Pat Carrigan as well. That's good. Certainly going to reinforce Broncos' pack. And I think Adam Reynolds can certainly steer the side pretty well. Sharks, though, talented for sure. They've certainly got the better form, but there isn't massive amounts between these two sides, in my opinion, on performances. I'm going to go, do you know, this may be wrong, may be silly, but I'm actually going to go with the Broncos win here. With certain players back, playing at home, that could be a real boost for them. And like I said, they need to pick up these points to stay in the top 8 and potentially push into the top 4. I don't think they will. I think the top 4 is pretty close to being done now. But remaining in the top 8, Broncos by 4. Real tight one. I can't give anything else. Still Queensland 26. New South Wales 24, 79 minutes gone. Oh, are they going to get a last minute? I don't know. Keeping an eye on it. Next game, Allianz Stadium, Roosters versus Cowboys. Cowboys are on the down, aren't they? They are on the down. Roosters are on the up. Yeah, real slump for Cowboys, isn't it? They've lost 5 of the last. They've lost. They've lost 4, drawn 1, and 1-1 in the last 6 or whatever it is. I think the Roosters' defence has certainly tightened over the recent weeks. They held Newcastle down, which was really, really good. I think they should certainly back themselves against a struggling Cowboys side. Cowboys arrive in Sydney shorthanded with forwards enforcers Jason Tumalolo remains sidelined by injury, John Bateman suspended, etc. It's not looking great for the Cowboys. And I think a long trip up to the Allianz is against a Roosters side finding decent form spells trouble for North Queensland side. Roosters, they're on the up now, aren't they? They're on the up. They are. Roosters by 12. Yeah. Okay, last game of the week. Combank Stadium, Eels versus Titans. Now both 17th and 16th in the league. Titans did pick up a decent win last week against a Sea Eagles side. Parramatta's spine is severely weakened. It really is. They're without both star halves. Mitchell Mose is out for a week with a calf injury. 5'8" Dylan Brown remains suspended. It does annoy me when players are suspended. Just costing their team big time. Eels, I think that win last week for Titans Huge boost winning last week, but also huge boost with players returning. That wrecking ball, David Fafita, is back in the squad. How much he'll play, I don't know. And I think speedy centre Jojo Fafita. Yeah. Also back from injury as well, strengthening their back line. I just think Gold Coast, they're going to have more positive stuff going for them. A really good win last week. Players back. They should get off the bottom of the table this week. So, Titans to win by 10. That's what we're going with. So, the rundown for my picks this week. Raiders by 18, Warriors by 12, Dolphins by 18, Storm by 18, Broncos by 4, Roosters by 12, and Titans by 10. And the game has finished 26-24. Let's just say if New South Wales, if Lomax scored even one more conversion, he missed 3 conversions, ouch, they would have been in that. Unlucky. So a Queensland win for that. Thank you so much once again for joining me. Some interesting games. I still don't agree with Origin and being at the taking players away from teams, but that's my thoughts on it. I will see you next time. Make sure you like and subscribe.